evening, Trinity family, and whoever else might be watching online. Welcome to a Tuesday night Bible study preview today. Many of you know that when COVID hit, we started an online Tuesday night Bible study here in spring, and we walked through a couple of books in the New Testament and had a great time. In fact, we got a lot of positive feedback from it in a survey that we did just a little while ago as we were preparing for our fall ministry season here at the church. So let me tell you just a little bit about kind of what we can expect going forward. In a different video that I'll do a little bit later on this week, I'm going to give you just a glance of all of our ministries here at the church and what they're going to look like in September. But right now, I just want to let you know about this particular small group that we're going to have online every Tuesday night. Of course, we'll have some other small groups happening here at the church, literally some in the church building. There will be other small groups that will be meeting in homes, but we know that we're going to have an online option. Some of you really are not able to be out in public a whole lot, and others of you have just really found this particular online interaction to be really beneficial. So we're going to continue it. We're going to start Tuesday, September the 15th, with a Bible study of a particular book of the Bible. And that book that we're going to study for a good amount of fall is the Old Testament book of Daniel. And I think it's going to actually be a lot of fun for us to get into it. We haven't been in the Old Testament for a little while. As you know, last spring we studied a few New Testament books here on Tuesdays. And on Sunday mornings, we're going through a long march through the Gospel of Luke. But hey, I thought it'd be fun for us to get into an Old Testament book. A little bit of balance there. I also find Daniel to be really, really interesting because it has different genres. It has common stories that many of you know and remember. It has visions. It has prophecy. There's just a lot of different things going on within the book. It's a very interesting book to study, very complex book to study. So we're kind of taking it up a notch when it comes to the technical aspects. So those are a few kind of like technical reasons why I find the book interesting, and I hope you do too. But I have some pastoral thinking or pastoral reasons for this book as well. First of all, I would argue that if you grew up in church, and I know not all of you did, but many of you have these like faint memories of the book of Daniel. You might have remembered some stories on a flannel graph board that your teacher had kind of taught you about the fiery furnace or things like that. But maybe you've never really interacted a lot with the book of Daniel ever since. And I think it'd be really, really great for us to go a lot deeper in the book of Daniel, which you can do. You definitely can do. In fact, maybe this bleeds right into my next point. Another reason for us to study it is because it's about individuals. 4 of them show up quite a bit, Daniel being the most, and of course his buddies, who find themselves in circumstances that are well beyond their control, and they have to learn how to be faithful to God in the midst of those. So I think we can really relate as individuals and how to be faithful to God in the midst of circumstances that are well beyond our control. We'll see those guys sometimes being respectful yet resistant to the powers that be around them. Sometimes we find them being surprisingly helpful to the powers around them. And of course, I think especially with Daniel, we see him and his prayer life being such a vital part of how he walks with God faithfully. So we'll be looking at things through those lenses, pastoral level, that will just help us, I believe, to grow in our faith, our devotion to God. So I would invite you to join us every Tuesday at 7 when these videos will go live. Of course, if you can't join us then, you can always catch up later. But before we get into the book, I'm going to encourage you to prepare yourself pretty good for it. And that might mean reading through the whole book at least once, maybe a couple times, just to refresh yourself with what's going on in the book. If you want to be a little extra keener, maybe you'll want to go to a resource like BibleProject.com. Just search there for the Old Testament book of Daniel in their resources. And they have a wonderful little introductory video and write-up on the book that I think will help you get into just the overall scope of the book. So hopefully you can get to something like that before we get into the book together next week. So we'll start Tuesday, September 15th, 7 o'clock, and every Tuesday following after that. Most times it'll be me, sometimes it'll be others. Sometimes we'll be completely live, other times we'll pre-record it. But can't wait to join with you and interact with you in this journey through the book of Daniel. All right, we'll sign out for now, and we'll hope to see you soon and often.